No Film School's coverage of NAB is brought to you by Blackmagic Design, amazing solutions for film, post-production, and television. My Road Reel, the world's largest short film competition, is back. Shutterstock, your source for stunning HD and 4K footage, plus high-quality music.
Hey, what's up? I'm Ryan from No Film School. We are here with Tony from Vision Research. For those who don't know, Vision Research makes the well-known Phantom super high-speed cameras. So we are here with something that I haven't seen before, Tony. This is not announced yet, but what are we looking at here?
Yeah, we decided to preview our next camera model. So this is the Phantom VEO camera. It's a 2K camera. It actually uses the same sensor as our Flex 2K. So it has the same speed and basic specs as the Flex 2K camera does, but it's in a smaller body, and it's up to 72 gigabytes of RAM, so which is more than the Flex 2K offered.
So for people who haven't shot super slow-mo before, that is the amount of RAM you have is the amount of time that you can buffer when you're shooting at these high frame rates. How long of a trigger time does 72 gigs get you in terms of how much you can capture?
So at this camera will do 1500 frames a second at the full 2.5K resolution. It's 2560 by 1440. And at that speed, I believe you can go about 8 seconds of real time, and then that playback is played back over several minutes. So this is a new line of cameras, and this is our first model that we're coming out with. It's really meant for our industrial kind of general all-purpose high-speed camera. It's meant to be at a lower price point than maybe some of our other cameras with high performance. So it's somewhere in between our V-series cameras and the Miro products as far as price. Yeah. With the VEO cameras, we decided to go with CFast media. So the CFast is, industry standard, not specific to Phantom cameras, which normally, the media that we use is proprietary to Phantom cameras. So this is, the first. Actually, it's one of the first times that we're using a, off-the-shelf sort of storage media.
So the Phantom Flex 4K is the flagship model that you guys have. It's if you're a filmmaker trying to do really super slow-mo, this is what you would want. Maybe you can't get it, but we're trying to shoot my film amateur with 1 day of Phantom Flex 4K for reference. So are there new features on the Flex 4K? What's new here at NAB?
Yeah, the Flex 4K is still our top of the line cinema camera. It's a camera that we totally designed for the cinema production, and there's two new features that we came out with recently in a firmware update about a month ago. And what that lets you do is you can capture the full 4K sensor and then save it off as a 2K ProRes file. You can also do a dual save mode, which is you can capture the 4K RAW and then immediately followed by the 2K ProRes sort of as one action. We first started shipping the initial ProRes functionality in September of last year. So that was 4K only, and you could do one or the other, 4K RAW or 4K ProRes. If you're shooting RAW, you have a lot more resolutions that you can choose from, but in ProRes, and with ProRes, you're limited to the top resolution, the full 4K sensor. But now with the ability to save it to 2K, it becomes, those files are so much easier to deal with after the fact that, a lot of people, that was the number one thing that people asked for when after our initial release. For the cinema world, the Flex 4K is the top, and then the Miro line is it's sort of, half the price of the Flex 4K. So it becomes, the rentals become a lot less expensive and everything also. So the Miro LC is right here. This camera's been out for a few years now, but it's really a fun camera to work with because everything is built in on the camera body. It takes these Sony BP batteries, and all the controls are on the side panel with an image preview also. So you can just throw this in a backpack with a couple Canon lenses, and you can start shooting right away. Yeah, so this is one of my favorite cameras to work with. Image quality, you can't beat the 4K, but this is a really fun camera to work with also.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how much smaller it is. In terms of recording, what's the recording media situation with the Miro line?
The Phantom Miro takes Cine flash cards. So I believe there's one in here. Yeah. So this is what the recording media for the Miro, and you're always going to write to the RAM of the camera first. The Miro is 12 gigabytes of RAM, and that will capture like 3 seconds of, say, 1,000 frame per second footage. And then that transfer to here is, it takes a couple minutes to transfer that whole file to here.
If people want to use a Miro or the Flex 4K, you have a rental network, or where do people go for Phantom cameras?
In North America, we're represented by Able Cine, so we actually don't rent directly into the media market. Basically, Able Cine has a rental department, of course, and there's also there's several rental companies around the country that have either the Flex 2K, the Miro cameras, or the Flex 4K. There's a lot of Flex 4Ks out there now too.
And Able Cine is North America, of course. We love Able Cine. But for filmmakers elsewhere in the world, is on your website, can they find out who the local rental house is?
Yes, we have a partner section on our website, and there's a rental companies section there that you can go and see, a good list of all the different countries and where to go to get the media rentals, basically. Yeah. And
what is that website?
It is phantomhighspeed.com.
High speed, H-I-G-H or H-I?
H-I-G-H. Phantomhighspeed.com. It's actually a new website. Visionresearch.com will take you there also, but we recently switched to this Phantom High Speed domain.
Makes sense. So that is the offerings from Phantom at NAB 2016.